All right. Sorry, guys. My bad. I did all this damn talking for I don't know how many minutes, and I didn't even sit there and look at this thing. I hate when I have to reset. Once you get an update from Windows, OBS, you got to fully reset it and all that. My bad. My bad, my bad, my bad. Anyway, all right. So I guess I should restart everything that I was saying. Okay, cool. Sorry about that not having a sound. What else? Let me start from where I was. Okay, so talking about TGS, because that was the first thing that I really wanted to get in because we didn't get to talk about it. Wanted to say shout out to Big Cloud Gaming. We had really good conversation after the podcast last night. Oh, oh, hold up. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you, my love. Oh, yeah, I'm live. I'm live. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, what was this? What's this? What's this? Because you're going out tonight with your girls. That's what's happening. Are you serious? Where at? Up at Byron's? Good grief. Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, look what my wife came and got me. Look what she got me. Woo. I'm going to have me a good time tonight. I'm going to have, because she knows she's finna go hit those streets, be a nasty woman. That's all right. I'm going to hit the streets too. Me and my boys play video games. Anyway, lies, old ass. I'm an old ass. Anyway, and so, anyway, well, that's what's up. Thank you for the do say. Damn. Okay. All right. We damn sure go kick it tonight. Let's go. Anyway, sorry about the vibe, but anyway, I was the conversation with Rick Cloud. We had a really great conversation. Got to know brother really well, especially talking about Big Mike, things like that, because I really didn't know Big Mike like that. I chatted with him, we followed him, you know what I'm saying, RIP to him. And I'm glad that people, the community can do some really wonderful things for people, knowing that he needed the help for his services and stuff like that. So, the community helped him out, got that going. So, I'm saying, shout out to them. But anyway, really good conversation. I was on 108 Dragons podcast last night with Big Cloud and Bloody. You know what I'm saying? I had to make Bloody put on the Satan rings, man. He was getting soft. I was like, man, what's going on, man? You ain't had one of the damn Satan rings on, man. Every time he was on GRG, he had all them rings. He had a seance. He had the little devil in the back. No. You're going to have to curse Lemon's podcast like you did mine. Anyway. No, but shout out. It was really fun. But back to my points about TGS. I seen that there were some people that was bringing up the point of saying that it was mid, or it was like a 6 out of 10 or whatever. And I have to say, like, I disagree, of course, but I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Not everything that is shown on all of these podcasts. I mean, I'm sorry, not podcasts, but these events, these shows, things like that, will resonate with everybody. So again, and really, when you look at it, how a lot of people perceive games out, out east, not everybody loves them. I do, but it's just one of those things to me, is that I thought it was pretty cool to see what Xbox is achieving. That's why I gave it an 8 out of 10. Because if you really think about it, even if some of these games came out on the OG Xbox, or maybe even on the 360, they skipped a whole generation with the Xbox One. The Xbox One was in such bad shape with games out east, especially games from Japan. It was awful. And to see the growth of what Xbox has done, what Phil and the team has done, is astronomical. I know that there's still more work to be done. And I think maybe some of the people that gave a mid score or said it was a 6 out of 10 or whatever, was waiting for a Final Fantasy 16 or a Final Fantasy remake, or Forspoken, one of those games, if not two or maybe all of those, to maybe jump it up to a 9 or 10. And I would have dropped it up to be a perfection, because that would have been the coup de grace of what I think most gamers are looking forward to wanting to play from Square Enix. But getting Trials of Mana, getting the Trials games is absolutely incredible. It's fantastic. And it's one of those things to me where, if you think about it, the achievements of what Xbox has done, especially like right here, if you see in the background of them now starting to localize the games at different points across the country, across the world, this is smart. You know, it was so weird listening to the voice actor that was playing Indiana Jones' voice, but it was dope because it was actually the thing that was like, this is what Xbox needs to do, become more and more successful and get a broader reach. Now, again, when we talk about the console aspect of it, I mean, we don't know where where that's going to fall and going to lie, but with them making these moves and these strides of what they've done, I think that that's why I think that the TGS was an 8 out of 10, because of just, I mean, Bleach, a Bleach fighting game. That game would have never seen the light of day last generation. Never. And that's right there. And to me, that's what's the most important, is that we're seeing these type of games come in. And Xbox is starting to make that, take away what used to be PlayStation's strong suit, and we're starting to see more and more where PlayStation's strength was with their first party, but it was more so with the second party deals. When you look and you see that, then you understand, whoa, hold up. These games like Yakuza and Persona and the Trials games, and then you have other games that's coming. Like I said, the Bleach game, and then you see these other games that knowing, like Slitherhead would have never seen the light of day last gen. Slitherhead would have been a PlayStation PC, would have been a PlayStation console exclusive, and on PC. That's it. To see those type of games coming to the Xbox brand and starting to introduce these type of games to the Xbox audience is fantastic. And that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought that's more important to see the growth of what Phil and them, when they went over to Japan to start working with the people and just going to talk to, like, the Korean developers and studios, and also with out there in China, with when you see that studio with Wukong, and then other games that's come over from China as well that I've talked about. That when I was hearing the rumors from inside that there was a certain couple of games that was coming over, that I was like, no way. And they was like, yeah, it's coming. It's getting ported. So I went ahead and bought the PC version of those games, played them. And I was like, oh man, and telling people about it, and they dropped. Now, it's how did they sell? I don't know. I know that one of those games went over to Game Pass, and I know that a lot of people that played it and tried it, they really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people that played it, they bought it. But I don't know what the sales is, because I don't really care about the sales to that degree. But if it's sold enough to where the games can come back, that's where I only care about when it comes to sales. I want to see sequels. I want to see more growth. And obviously, when we see more growth, you know what I'm saying, when you're starting to see more and more of these studios trusting Xbox gamers and trusting Xbox and delivering these ports over, obviously something right is happening. So that's my whole thing about that. I really thoroughly enjoyed the show. So, I you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't too much. I mean, which games that I really enjoy? I kind of talked about them already, which I was saying that the Bleach fighting game, that looked dope. This game right here, this game looked, I didn't know what, no, I think this is the little, like, fighter. I think this is a little fighter. If this might be the fighter or the game that I'm talking about. No, this is the game. This is one of the games that I was talking about. It had a long name. Or this could be the Threads of something, Threads or whatever. That was one of the games that I really enjoyed. But yeah, this is the game. Yeah, this game looked fantastic. This game looked dope. Like, I was over here looking and I was thinking to myself, like, damn. I was like, man, there's so many games that's coming out. I'm glad that most of these games that they showed is coming out in 2025, but still, it's going to be just ridiculous. It's going to be crazy. So anyway, I hope everybody can still hear me now. I know I'm seeing my voice thing right here. Do apologize for me not. We're not even paying attention. I was in a hurry and I was like, let me go ahead and turn this on. But yeah, this game looks fire. This game looks real dope. But anyway, I would like to know what you guys think in the chat. What did y'all think about TGS? I mean, did you catch anything that caught your attention? I know that this is definitely one of the games that's on my radar right here. Yeah, Threads of Time. That's what it is. And then there's another game that it has a long-standing series. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what all that was. It's a really long, like, title. but it's been on PlayStation and Switch, I believe, or Nintendo. But it's never been on Xbox before, and they're going to be bringing this out. And I think that comes out this year, sometime at the end, sometime maybe November, maybe something like that. I could be wrong, but I think that game comes once they show it. I'll bring it up, whatever, when I'm talking about something else. But I'll say this is the game that I'm talking about right here. But yeah, it was a lot of things out there. All right, so that's my whole thoughts about the TGS thing. The PlayStation Pro collection. It was supposed to be sold out everywhere, and I'm coming and I'm looking and I'm seeing people posting it on eBay and other places for $4,000. I knew that there was going to be scalpers just from from the reaction when I was seeing some PlayStation people and people that was intrigued and wanted to get it. That they couldn't, and I've seen a lot of complaints with it. I really don't like that. I don't know. I just don't think that what's going on with you, Lady Foxfire? I really don't like that first come, first serve type of online thing that PlayStation does. I just think that, like, man, just put them in the stores, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't like that you have to wait for this. I don't know what you guys think about that. I really think that is a weird, I know it's supposed to show demand and hype and get people to really want one when, you know, but I also, it causes frustration because most people know the people who are going to get those are scalpers. The scalpers won the majority of those games because everywhere that you look, like on eBay and other places that will sell consoles, they're there and their prices are incredibly ridiculous. And then that just kind of leaves you frustrated to the point of like, all right, well, whatever. And so there were some people that just had to settle and just want to get the PlayStation Pro itself. And there were some people that were saying that it was sold out. But after last night when I was on the podcast with Lemon and Bit and Bloody, there was still some available. This morning when I got up, I seen some people still saying that it was some still on sale in the UK and other places. I don't know what the numbers are looking like now, but this is my whole thing about the PlayStation Pro pricing. I've kind of talked about this Monday, but I just, it almost seems to me is that they're trying that we're at a time where the console makers are really actually, except for Nintendo. Nintendo is in a different lane. But Xbox and PlayStation is almost in a spot to where they're almost trying to push gamers to make a choice. Are you willing to pay to play? Or do we need to just get rid of these consoles and start moving in another direction? I mean, that's just almost how it is. Like, because I've never seen in the history of gaming, and I've been gaming ever since from the Atari. I mean, I even remember the Magnavox. I was too young to play the Magnavox back in the mid 70s, but I've been playing since I'm a root gamer. I've been here from pretty much the beginning. And I've never seen or could even remember or even when I couldn't, as a child, ever hear anyone or old heads that would come and talk about the price of these consoles after 4 years maintain their price and even come to the point to where they raise their prices. That makes no damn sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Like when I really thought about wanting to get a PlayStation, I thought about, well, maybe I'll just wait until the PlayStation Pro. And my thing would have been like, well, the PlayStation 5 would be dropping down in price. And the one thing that kept me away from getting the PlayStation 5 was that I seen that there was people that I knew. There one particular was one of my wife's friends, boyfriends, I believe now husband, or friend, that wanted a PlayStation and asked me if I could help him get one. And so then I found one in Sam's. I told him the location of where that one was. And then there were some other people that was asking, a couple of homeboys. And so I was like, yo, here's this place right here that might have them. And then some other people that was telling me that they were from retail when I was doing the podcast, when I was doing GRG, they would hit me up privately and tell me where they could get a PlayStation here. Then Pred was offering an extra one that he had or whatever, because of things like that. And so, I was like, I could just wait. It's no big deal. I got my Series X. I'm cool. And then we started hearing the weird things about what was going on Metaphor. Man, every time I see Metaphor and then hearing about the demo, I want it, man. I want it. I want it bad. Anyway, but the issue with that was my issue. The first issue what was going on with the situation with uh, the PlayStation's running hot or whatever, and then they were kind of they're playing certain games and they were brick and stuff like that. I was like, oh well, I'll wait for another edition of it or whatever. And so when they did, I was like, okay, I think I'm going to pull the trigger on this. What's going on with you, Michael Turner? What's happening with you? Good afternoon, Big Bad Mo. What's up, Sir X-Man? You said, yeah, I know you said you played the Magnavox, brother. Yeah, I remember you were talking about that. That's what I was saying. Like you and a couple of other people, some old heads that sit there and talked about the Magnavox. I knew that the Magnavox. I was around when the Magnavox was out, but I wasn't playing any games at that point in time. That was because I was a baby. But anyway, but yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go ahead and make this move. You know, so it's time to upgrade. I've always owned a PlayStation, and and then they did the damnest thing, and then they raised the price, $50 extra. And I said, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, because as a matter of fact, it was rumored, and I said there ain't no way, and so then that's when it started clicking to me. It's like, you know what, maybe I need to go ahead and just build a PC. I build another PC. Upgrade my PC, get another one. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to look into these 40 series cards or whatever. And then, you know, I've told the story a million times about it, but it just went to that point to where I was like, listen, if I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend an extra $50 for this console, and I know it's you're talking about something that I paid $4,000 plus to buy and build. But we're talking about something that is future proof. That is not, and this is the other game that I was talking about right here. This game looks fire. Golly, I can't wait to get my hands on that. It has some weird long ass name, but this is going to be the first time that this game is going to come on the Xbox. But anyway, but yeah, I just see more because when I was playing on my old PC, when I played Spider-Man, when I played other games, and they ran so much better. You know, Horizon, and I play in Days Gone and other games like that. I'm just like, man, you know what? And if this 40 series cards is going to be bringing out games like this, I said, man, I'm going to go ahead and risk it all. So I did. And so then I kind of looked and I was like, well, I'm still going to get a PlayStation. And then they raised the price. And then when the rumors of them raising the price was true and they did it, I was kind of out of it at that point. So then I said, well, you know what? I might go ahead and get a Pro. Because, you know what I'm saying, I've always owned a PlayStation. It just don't feel right. You know what I mean? And my wife even said, like, look, you're going to eventually get one. That's just, you know. And I said, yeah, I probably will. And then I remember having this discussion with Don and others, and they was like, man, you ain't going to get no PlayStation. I said, man, I'm going to get a PlayStation. And they was like, no, you ain't. Because the more and more I started playing the PlayStation games on my PC, on my rig, the more and more I was like, I'm going backwards if I do. And I understand that people would say, well, you're doing the same thing when you got an Xbox. But see, the one thing that I was talking about last night was that Play Anywhere is the game changer. If Sony had some kind of incentive like that, we're talking about that's a game changer. That's worth getting the console and also having your gaming PC, because even if you're playing, you know what I'm saying, because some games still run better on console than they do on PC. Like I've noticed, like Street Fighter 6 for me plays better on console than it does on PC. Mortal Kombat, you know what I'm saying, Mortal Kombat was played awful. I think it played awful everywhere for the first month, but it played awful for a little bit longer, well, somewhat longer, a couple of months, I would say, on PC. So I've started playing Mortal Kombat 1 more on the console. Tekken plays about the same. I think that, you know, like I think that there's a little slight advantage in speed when you play from PC, when you're playing against a console player, or when you're a console player going against a PC player, you can feel like they get a better reaction time than you do in certain cases. But other than that, like it still runs solid, and Tekken 8 runs so much better than Tekken 7 ever could imagine to play. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So there's still games that plays and performs better on consoles, especially like the sports games. Madden played like garbage on PC. NBA 2K I just can't get into playing NBA 2K on PC. So I mean, it's where you need to be. Where the console is where I'm always going to play it mostly. But like Play Anywhere is the actual benefit that makes me look like when somebody tells me, well, the console, well, the Xbox is insignificant when you compare it to your PC. Well, it is in retrospect, but Play Anywhere kind of changes all that because a game like Starfield or Hellblade or um all of their first party games pretty much. If I want to play those games, and especially like if you want to play Age of Mythology and Halo Wars or anything like that, and if you just want to feel like you want to play with a mouse and keyboard, then you can play on your PC because it's Play Anywhere. Or if you want to play anything else, and I mean you can switch and dip. Like I did the same. I did it a bunch with the first Descendant. I played mostly on my PC at the beginning, and then I've jumped on the Xbox and played the hell out of that on the Xbox, and had a good time on both. Like, what I'm saying? Of course, you had better visuals and it ran better on my PC, but it didn't deter my experience on console. So that's the thing. So games like that don't, I could do both on that. So that's what the thing with the PlayStation, if they offered something like that, it would make more sense. And I just this generation to me has been wild from Sony. I know that there's some people that will defend Sony to the end, talking about that this is a great generation, it's comparable. But I mean, when I asked Bit, and I've asked other PlayStation guys this, like when you compare the 4 years of the PlayStation 3, which is looked at this point, the lesser of all the consoles, compared to the content that you're getting from the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 3 dog walks the PlayStation 5. Dog walks. It's not even close. It's not even comparable. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't wait. Birth of Souls, bro. This is it's on. It's on. See, this is what I'm talking about. Keep bringing these fighters to me, Phil, Sarah, and Matt. Keep bringing them. Keep bringing them. This is what I'm talking about. This man all day. Let's go. Let's go. We might have 3 days of fight night. We might have 3 fight night days. Man, while all these fighters dropping. Bro, I can't wait. This is what I'm talking about. This looks so dope. And it's got this story to it and everything. Oh man, yeah. And I need to catch up on Bleach. I haven't watched any of the latest season, the last season, or the latest season that dropped. So I need to catch up on my Bleach. There's a lot of stuff I need to catch up on. Sometimes I'll get stuff and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch this, and then I don't. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just worried about this whole pathway because Sony now is clearly the leader in consoles in the sense of the market share aspect of it. Now we know Nintendo outsells PlayStation and Xbox by a mile, but I'm talking about in the sense of the direction. When Sony makes these directions with the console, everybody else seems to follow suit to a degree, except Nintendo just does what they do. So I'm basically talking about Xbox. And so with Xbox raising the prices on their consoles, I thought that was really that's just a bad look. I understand that they want to recoup as much money as possible, but you would think that if they lowered the price, that you would have more people attracted to trying to even want to attempt to get an Xbox, because of the fact that PlayStation is over here seeming like they're being greedy, which they are being greedy. And it's wild. And when you got this Pro and you and as I always said, you hit that point of no return when you have the $600. What's going on with you? What's happening? Salutations, brother. How you doing? Lo? It's more of an issue to me where when you hit that $700 threshold, like I always said, $600 was the line. Like console gamers start looking a little bit different at you when you start at these companies, when they look at that $600, especially when you go back and you think about the PlayStation 3. I understand the technology is much better now than it was back then. But again, when we have something that we can compare to, we have multiple things to compare the PlayStation Pro with with high end PCs, with mid end PCs, with the competition within the consoles itself, with Xbox, the Series X, and with the Switch. Of course, the Pro dog walks the Switch, but it's not dog walking the Series X. It's slightly better. The PSSR is, and I don't know why they are limiting them in Viper when they calling it the pistol. Y'all wild for that, but the PSSR, that's a fantastic technology. But that technology should have been utilized in. I mean, I see what you're doing, but I mean, if the console was $600, I would think, just for the name of that alone and for the enhancements that does, I would see a $600 price, and I would say no problem. And then, of course, you would have the option of getting a cheaper PlayStation because PlayStation would drop down in price. Normally, you would think to maybe about $400, and you're golden. No, but you still got a $550 PlayStation 5. I think that they got the Slim. I think that is what, 500 or 450. It's somewhere around there. And then, which is, I think is just all digital PlayStation 5. And then you have the Pro, and then you have this collection, which, is astronomical, a ridiculous price. No way. I think it's hot. I thought it was beautiful. It looked fantastic. I would get it, but I wouldn't risk it all for no $1,000. I wouldn't. It's just if Xbox pulled out one of those, there would only have been 2 Xboxes that I've seen that was the customs that they don't ever sell. They just doing giveaways. It was the Jordan Xbox One X collection editions that they had, because they had I think 2 or 3 different versions of it, and then there was the Tomb Raider Xbox Series X. All right, you say $700-800, I might go ahead and risk it all. But even if they said $1,000 for those, I'm not cop, because because what are we getting? We're getting into the territory of you're getting more. We're talking about car payments. We're talking about some people's apartments that cost. You know what I'm saying? If you stay in a 1-bedroom apartment, you're talking that $700 to $1,000 for a console, bro. I love gaming, but these prices is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. Listen what Loke said. He said, "I'm good, bro." He says, "Just getting all my Wakanda dollars so I can afford the PlayStation Pro, brother. You go ahead and you do what you do. I know that, you know what I'm saying. Where you work, IGN, it must be." You would think the way IGN sits there and kisses Sony's ass that y'all can get some kind of discount out there at IGN. So I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell them you need that IGN discount. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can get $50 off or something. I don't know. He said, and then Michael Turner said, "I don't think it's that much of a step up for even a new system." No. It's not compared to the Xbox. No, that's what I'm saying. If this was something that was a definite enhancement that made that made okay, for instance, the PlayStation 4 wasn't that much more powerful than the Xbox One, but because of the 1080p and some other things, it was a more powerful console because of what the Xbox One did on what they were doing for the stuff for the Kinect and the other things that they were doing. And so the PlayStation 4 was more powerful, but not that much powerful. But if we're talking about something that's, let's say, 2 times powerful, it don't even have to be that much more powerful, 2 to 5 times powerful than the Series X, then I would say, okay, for the $700 price tag, because at that point you are getting games like what people are always complaining about with the 60 frames per second. You're always getting games that are, you're getting your definitely your 4K 60s, and even if you can, and even if you don't achieve that, you're definitely getting 4K, almost even 8K with the PSSR. Even though we know that those frames aren't real, I'm not the frames, but the resolution isn't the real 8K, 4K, whatever. But you could feel that you can understand that, this is worth the money. I just don't see the Pro being worth the money. It just isn't. You know what I'm saying? With Chili in the Plague, he said, yeah, this Slitherhead. See, this would never have come to Xbox last gen. And no way. And to have this game like this game, yeah, I'm copping this game. It's coming out in November, but I'm copping. I'm getting it. See, stuff like that is very unique. Xbox gamers got to support stuff like this. You got to. Because in order for us to get these type of games, like I can't stand when I see people bitch and complain, oh, we didn't get Monster Hunter Stories, or we didn't get this other little small title. Well, you wouldn't have bought it anyway. So why are you complaining? You know what I mean? Like that's that type of stuff. So with games like that, this game looks crazy. Like, yeah, bro. Like, does it look superior? No, but it just has a cool premise. I love games like that. That's just different. Look at that. Like, this is wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is just a wild game. Of course, this is the type of stuff that Xbox needs more and more of, something different, unique, and that will make you just like, okay, all right. And of course, look, what was he doing with his wrist? Boy, that's dope. Anyway, yeah, people just need to be introduced to new things, and I totally agree. Turner. We gamers. How you gonna know you're gonna like this unless you give it a shot? Like, I mean, I understand, like, if this game, I'm assuming there's going to be $60 or whatever. I don't think it might be cheaper. It could be 50, but I'm copying this. You got to show support, man. You got to show support. Not for everything, but things like this, yeah, something very unique, different. Yeah, you got to show support for it. Yeah, it's a really cool looking game. Look at this. I mean, this is wild. It has oh man, well, I can't think of that. Ninja, what was it? Ninja Blade type of vibe to it. With some other crazy stuff like I don't know. It's a mix of a whole bunch of, oh yeah, like Ghostwire Tokyo. It's got that type of vibe to it as well. Like it's dope. It looks really dope. Yeah. I definitely would jump on this. Okay, so they got a standard edition and a deluxe edition. So I'm thinking this might be a $50, $60 game. So, and if it's a $50, $60 game, yes. Let's go. Look at this. Man, hell yeah. You got the strap, you got swords and abilities. Bro, that's up my alley all day long. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I didn't make the move to get the PlayStation 5, is because of the fact that I already got PlayStation 5 Pro 5.0. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just not, and then when I upgrade again with my PC, I mean, nothing that what Xbox or PlayStation will do will offer anything. But again, when somebody will bring up the point about, well, your Xbox should be irrelevant, which a new Xbox would be irrelevant, especially if I upgrade to a new to the 50 series card. But the point of the matter is, I'm so invested into Xbox, and the play anywhere aspect of it makes it way more intriguing. Plus, Game Pass, because not all Game Pass games are on PC, and that's another incentive. So you know what I'm saying? That's why for me it's just like, I understand that the consoles. Some people think that the consoles are never going to go away, but the way that they're pushing these prices, they're forcing gamers to make a decision, and they're going to not like what's happening unless this is what they want to do, is kind of just say, look, we're going to raise these prices, and we're going to see how many people are going to invest into these consoles. And if we make great numbers to where we make profit off of it, then we'll keep continuing to do it. But if we don't, then this gives us a way out and to move on from it. Because listen, the PlayStation 6, that's why I said they're cannibalizing themselves with the PlayStation Pro, because here, if they wait until, if the rumors about a PlayStation 6 comes out in 2028, well, okay, that still buys you some time, of course, but that console is not going to be cheaper. It's not going to be $700. That's going to be, I mean, it could be $700 minimum, but I'm thinking that thing is going to be $800. Xbox is going to be $700. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the rumors about what Xbox is planning on doing, and this could be potentially the last Xbox console, potentially. I mean, not to scare anybody, but potentially. I could see them going all out. I could see them going all out, making the best, craziest product that Xbox has ever made in its history. and saying, here we go. You asked for all this. You asked for all this shit. Here we go. We got it. Here it all is. We got it. It's right here for you. And boom, there you go. There you go. And if they're going to make it, if they're going to go all out, because where I'm sure that, because it's already, I mean, the cat's out the bag. They're going to have a handheld. I'm sure that they're going to have a bundle. And so we're looking at minimum $700, maximum probably around 1,000 for the bundle. And I think PlayStation will be doing the same thing. It's $700 minimum, and what but me is it's if enough people are, and this is the thing too, is that, like, let's not let these people gaslight us. So I would hope these people will be honest with us, because they're always, the PlayStation Pro and the collection is sold out, and the PlayStation Pro is sold out everywhere. Well, and if these are lies, then what are you doing that you're hurting your own self? You're hurting your own community. Because what PlayStation, because when that shit get out there, and then PlayStation will say, oh yeah, we sold out this, even though it's not going to be a major amount. But they'll say, we sold out so quickly and blah, blah, blah. And then PlayStation content creators will go out there and rush out and tell us, well, this is what they did. Yeah. Yeah. Good talking to you too, brother. Yes. Cheers, brother. Cheers. Cheers. Love it. Then the issue, the issue is, and this is the biggest issue, is that PlayStation is going to feel justified of having you pay an extra $100, or you know what I'm saying, like, and then we're talking about $800 consoles at launch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they'll be beasts, but are they going to be comparable to what a 4070 or 4080 going to be? I don't know. It could, by 2028, it could possibly, because at that point in time, a 4070, a 4060, a 4080, and a 4090 will all be down in price. So it could be on the equivalent of that. It could be on the equivalent of not a 4090, but maybe a 4060, 4070. Could be. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But damn sure not. You know what I'm saying, on the equivalent of what you'll get by the time, because while you're talking about 2028, we're talking about, at that point, we're talking about 4060s, and you know what I'm saying, 50, NVIDIA 60 cards and whatever AMD cards that they got. Like, they'll never catch up with PC for what they're doing on that end. So and people are going to start looking left on it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people getting raises and shit like that. People do like to spend things, but man, is it going? And I think that the gamers are just going to start moving more to mobile, and they're going to start moving more to PCs. And there's already a growth in PC right now, as we've seen. The younger generation is definitely going to be more into handhelds and mobile games. So the consoles is in a weird position. Like right now, we're living in a strange time with the consoles, where there's a bunch of shifts, and I don't know where it's going to land. But from my perspective of what I'm seeing and how it looks to me, is that, look, man, it's almost at the end of the era. Like the consoles will become the records or the cassettes of gaming. Like there'll still be some around, but it won't be to what we used to know. And us old heads at that time, because I mean, some of us are old heads now, like it ain't gonna matter. We're just gonna be playing games to enjoy the games and stuff like that. So anyway, but I just thought that whole PlayStation Pro thing, it is, the collection looked fantastic. And look, I mean, could I sit there and risk it all to get one? Of course I could have, but to me, it just doesn't make the sense. I could just wait for the PlayStation 6. And if the PlayStation 6 is not up to par, if I got a 50 card that is going to do 10 times better than what a PlayStation 6 will do, then I bought my last PlayStation last gen. So it's kind of crazy. So just to think about, but that's just the situation that it is. But all right, let me go ahead and move on to another topic. And that is the Ghost of I think Yotei. I think Yotei, I think that's how you say it. If not, let me be country. You know how I do how I butcher those games out in the east, those names in the east. That shit is just the enunciations. You know what I'm saying? All that just is wild to me. So anyway, um, it looked great. I did though, and then that was a conversation that we were having last night, which I did find it odd that game was not presented or talked about being built from the ground up for the PlayStation Pro. And I understand that the PlayStation Pro is not going to be the biggest seller for the PlayStation. It's going to be the digital and it's going to be the regular PlayStation 5. But what I'm saying is that if you give an incentive of saying, whoa, this game here, you're seeing the visuals with this hot damn game and make people drop their jaw. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? There was people that were still looking at it like, it looked good, but it still looked like a PlayStation 4 game. And then there was some people was like, it's a little choppy. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look what I was expecting in the sense graphically, but it still looked good. I mean, you know, the Decima engine is a beast. And if once you play it in person, it's gonna look fine. It's gonna look fine. So that's not an issue here nor there. Yeah, Lady Fox, I said country boys go to country. You're absolutely right. Richili said I will get a PlayStation 6 to play PS4 and Ghost of Yotei. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just got to, PlayStation's just got to offer more incentives. What they're offering this generation has been it's been, man, it's been feast of famine, and it's been you know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of famine. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of starving PlayStation gamers out there, man. It just not a good look at all to me. But anyway, Lady Fox 5 said people are saying Ghost 2 if they don't know how to say it. Yeah. Oh, good, bro. Yeah, Ghost 2. That's probably best for me. But you know me, I always want to try this to see if I could slide and get away with it. And then, of course, you guys always put me to task, and so I get cooked for it. So that's okay. That's all right. That's that country boys will do country things, man. So let me be country. It's just what it is. Stop giving these weird ass names. Just give me some casual to say so I can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like The Last of Us. That sounds great. Gears of War. Like, you know what I'm saying? Halo. God of War. You know what I mean? Not Ghost of Tsushima or Tsushima, what Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, but whatever. But I was saying it wrong, and then like with Forza, I remember I was saying Forza wrong, and then people would clown me for that. But that's okay. That's all right. It's just part of the business. But anyway, game looked great, but that's not one of the main reasons why I want to talk about, because there's still going to be more information coming about. It's about this stupid ass incel thing. I know that most of you guys got to be tired of it. I'm sick of it. Why does the culture wars got to come into the gaming space? You know what I'm saying? Why does it? Let's go back. Why? Why is it that we have to keep this type of garbage? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, for people that want to talk about that they're in politics or want to be political, you guys, you know me, you know I'm very political. But if you don't want it, why talk about it? And because this is what this is. I mean, this woman she's been in other games, and again, for a woman to play in this role, like, look, I thought it was kind of odd too at first when I seen it, but then there's a reason, and I'm sure that there's going to be some kind of tie-in to the first game since it's 300 years in the future. So it has something to do with. I'm sure there's going to come back to the first game. And you know how usually some of these games do, like, where at some point in time the game might have to go back, and you have to you can get the added story, and there might be a part within the game itself to where you will go back and play as the original character to set a set piece for why this individual is who this individual is, and why she ready to try to liberate her people or whatever. Because I mean, from my understanding from reading it, is that from that time, those people were not put into slavery or anything like that, but they were pretty much taken over by another clan, and then they had to, then they pretty much couldn't beat that clan, and so they had to submit to the clan. So therefore, it's like, I guess that there's been a lot of things where those people were treated unfairly, things like that, and so it's revenge. It's a kind of a revenge story. So there's probably some kind of tie to where you can get to play the character, and if not, maybe the third game might go back in time. You know how they can twist and make this happen? I don't know, and maybe they might completely just say this is a new character, and then they might make the next Ghost game a different character. Who knows? Who cares, right? Like, the game is I thought we were supposed to judge a game by how it plays and how it looks, not on the characters. It's crazy to see people act a fool over this, and then I guess, I mean, if the and then coming to find out that the woman is trans, so the hell what? You're playing as a character in a video game and not as a person because she's not playing as a trans character in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just, she just so happened to be a trans woman that is being played by that character, and who cares, right? Like, I never understood why would anybody be so upset about playing something different, having an opportunity. And again, think with your, if you don't want it, if you don't like it, just don't buy it. Stop trying to suppress everybody else's excitement for something that you don't like. That's what I'm saying. These culture wars has gotten really weird. Like, because they're trying to say, because I don't like it, you shouldn't like it either. For anybody making a video like that is pretty shitty. You know what I'm saying? If you make a content to say, well, look, this is why you shouldn't like this because I don't like it, and this is why it's doing this, that, and the third. And to me, it's kind of like, well, oh, you just want to be a grumpy bastard that just have nothing else to do but just want to attack people that you just feel that you deem to not be people like you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't matter. Or you feel that these people are inferior or whatever the hell you may think. It just, it's sickening. It's sickening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was having that same type of conversations, and it wasn't like to this degree, but when people used to bitch about Japanese games and that, they don't want Japanese games, and no Xbox gamer want to play Japanese games, and Japanese games is corny and blah blah blah, and they're not fun, and who likes role playing games, and who likes turn based role playing games? And I'm like, hold up, have you really played these games like that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you need to give these games a chance before just say, well, I have given them a chance. I played a little bit of this and that. And then now look at half of the people that were saying that was content creators, and now they're all capping for these type of games. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And again, these same people that are making all these videos and talking about how bad this stuff is, and that we don't need this stuff in gaming and stuff like that. And they're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and they're hoping for games to fail and people to lose their jobs and everything else. Guarantee you, when something changed, when that garbage starts to not make them money, they're going to grift to something else. And these people are not loyal to the cause of whatever that they're talking about. There's some of those fools that are, but the majority of them aren't. And some people just want to have a point to argue something instead of being like we're in this era of where everything has to be negative. And everybody has to be miserable for some stupid ass reason. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? And life is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't matter. They said they made they did make her thick, and they did make her thick in Overwatch. They did make her real thick in Overwatch. Hold on, I'll take it back there, you dirty hound. Let's look at that again. You did. You caught that, didn't you? Let's take that back. Because the first one I saw that, I said, hold on, is that from My Hero? And I said, okay. I said, all right, look at that. Yeah, you dirty scoundrel with chili. Anyway. So yeah, no, it looks dope. I haven't played Overwatch in a minute. I had a great time. Yeah. I had a great time playing the game. But it's just so many other things to play. So I just kind of fall off. I have one homeboy that he just lived on Overwatch. He lived on it, but then he didn't like the update when they brought the new game or whatever, and so I think that they changed it or whatever. It's been that long since I played it. I mean, I played it for about a year straight, and then I just stopped. because there were some other games that came into play, and I said, oh, I'll go back and I'll give it a try. And then of course people that were playing it that I played with, they stopped playing it, and so that's how that kind of happens. But yeah. So Eddie Fox Fair line, but anyway, laughing. But yeah, no, I just think this is nuts. The game looks good for what they showed. The game was fantastic to me. Ghost of Tsushima should have been a game that should have won Game of the Year over The Last of Us 2. You know, The Last of Us 2. I mean, and now me and Big Cloud talked about that last night. Is that like I never beat the first game. I bought that game 3 times, and I'm still and I got further than I did on the PC version on the remake of the first Last of Us. It's just that it's such a slow build, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like you know, you get to sit with the daughter thing and all that, and that got you like, oh, bro, that's crazy. And then you get to that, but I'm like, man, come on, man, let's stop all this. And maybe I'm just not a guy that's like a stealthy guy anymore. And I think that's why I liked The Last of Us 2 better, is because I didn't have to be stealthy all the time. Like, I don't mind being stealthy at some points, but you know, and I know that in certain cases, especially when you play it on hard difficult, you got to be stealthy, which that's fine. But I cannot stand the fact that a game that you got to be completely stealthy all the time. And I think that's what I kind of felt like when I was playing the first one, and maybe that's why I haven't gotten as far as I did in it. But I did find it really messy in one things, because I didn't have the attachment to Joe like some people did, of course. But I did still thought that was jacked up. And then, of course, the ending of what I've always said is that was the thing that just disturbed me the most. Oh man, I can't wait for this Starfield. I think that comes out Tuesday. Ooh, hey, ooh wait. Anyway, it disturbs me. You know what I'm saying? Like I did all this, went through all this other stuff just to sit there and see my prey already weakened, because I was over here, like I said, this fight's gonna be crazy because Abby is no joke. Like, but I'm gonna tear her ass up, right? Like, and you see the situation where she's in, and then like, oh yeah, nah. And then I did love the part where she said, no, I'm gonna let you heal up, feed you, I'm gonna get you right, but I'm gonna break you down. And then it just went left after that, like, keep that off my finger, bro. Like I'm over here thinking like I'm Ellie or whatever. But then I hated the fact that how they made Ellie be portrayed, and it almost made me seem like Ellie is going to be the villain, and I hate that. Maybe not. I don't know what the direction they're going to go with it. It's kind of left it in a limbo. I just hated that ending, and then especially at the end, you know, for people who haven't beat it, I ain't gonna go to too much detail, but you know, her situation with her girl, like, bro, what? That situation was like all jacked up. Like, so I just did I was not I was not a fan of that ending. That ending killed it for me. So I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. But I mean, you know, it seemed like they was trying to force me to like Abby, and I thought that I did weaken a little bit with Abby, especially for what she was doing with the trans kid. But you know what I'm saying, helping that out and making her more human, and giving her understanding about her story of why she did what she did and stuff like that. I get all that, but I still wanted Ellie to thrash that ass. I did, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, but just to let her go out like that just man, come on, man. Anyway, so yeah, that we were just having that conversation, and I just was like, man, okay, I want to really get into the first one, but I still can't. So I'm eventually going to get down with it. I'm going to try. I mean, I bought the game 3 damn times. Jesus. I don't know. So anyway, I was talking about that game that I've lost my train of thought of what I was talking about. So, cause I'm old. It's okay. But anyway, I wasn't going to be on here too much longer. I just wanted to just talk about this stuff, get your guys' thoughts on some things, and then I will try to see if I can stream before I get out of here. Have about an hour or two stream. I'm playing Warhammer. I've been saying I was gonna play Warhammer. I have not booted it up yet. And I was supposed to do Fight Night last night, but like I said, me and Big Cloud, after the podcast, we talked for a long time, and then I went in there and talked to my wife, and then next thing you know, I looked and I was like, oh shit, it's like 12 o'clock. So I was like, I ain't streaming nothing. So I was like, I'm already done. So I just said, forget it. But yeah, so I will try to stream a little bit of Warhammer. I want to see what I want to see, because I haven't even booted it up. I've had it day one. I just haven't played it yet. And everybody talked about how great it is. So I definitely will do that. And tomorrow I will stream, some more Wukong. So I hope you guys will come and check that out. But anyway, my last point, my last point on the, going after the character, or just any woman character, and feeling like they're taken away. I mean, look, we've seen plenty of games already just through TGS that has a lot of male leads. I just think that more diversity in these games is much more important than trying to just have the same things. I mean, it's nobody's is being left out. And nobody should be left out for no reason at all. Like, I mean, there are people that are LGBTQ that plays games. There are people that are people of color that plays games. There are people of all different types of religions and backgrounds, and all that plays games. So why the hell do we just want to settle on just a certain type of look for a female character, a certain type of look for a male character, a certain type of character, a period, and just go forward with that? Listen, this is what makes a game like Stellar Blade special, is because you don't have a whole bunch of games that's like that, like we've seen during the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 360 era. Like, I mean, you can even go kind of further back to the PlayStation 1 on up to the PlayStation 3, Xbox generation to on. Like, I mean, it's been a long time we've seen characters sexualized, especially female characters. So again, doesn't have to be where every female character in a game has to be fine or be thick. Like, I appreciate it, yeah, of course, but it doesn't always have to be that way. And that's what makes a game like Stellar Blade special. That's what makes games like The First Descendant special. Like, so if you're into that type of thing, you can play those type of games. But you shouldn't have a problem if you want to play a game like Overwatch. Or, even though I did think the character models of the gear in Concord were absolutely horrid, wasn't the characters themselves, it was their gear. Like, if you're going to make a bigger person, why put more bigger clothes on them to make them look bigger, and then have those clothes to look dumb? Like, they had the dumbest gear. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, what? These are just, ugh. Like, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, don't make these characters look goofy. You can have some characters look goofy, but not all of them. There was only like one or two that looked cool to play with. So I don't know. So yeah, bad design is bad design. I seen people that was over here upset about Dragon Age Vanguard and some of what the characters look like. I think that they made the I forgot what those that one species of character with the horns. I forgot what they're called, but they look more attractive now. They look more appealing. Then they just look more rugged and raw. And I see people's like, oh, they took away and made it softed and did some kind of whatever. I like, just play the damn game. Like, bro, like, can we just enjoy the games? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just always trying to nitpick about something. If you don't like it, just don't play it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But trying to tell people not to play it because you on some kind of bullshit crusade that nobody's asked for is pretty silly. It's pretty damn silly. You said you got Wukong at home? Wulong. He said Wulong. Wukong at home. Wukong, man, listen, I love that game, man. That game gave me all types of hell, but I love that game. That game is fantastic. That's why, and I normally don't do second playthroughs with single player games like that, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing with that stream, so you guys can see what I'm doing with that. But yeah, I want to play some Warhammer here within probably the hour or so. Probably give me something to eat, and then I'm going to go ahead and do that, because I damn sure won't be able to play or stream anything with this that my wife just brought me. So no. This is going to the homies. Me and the homies. I'm gonna go to the homies, and we're gonna sit back and sip on that. So I might be there over there. We chilling, and I might be there for the night. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming through, man. I know I just do this stuff randomly, but I do appreciate every time that you guys come through and come check me out. Again, other content that I've been dropping. I hope you guys check it out. I hate the fact that the stuff that the Guardians of the Galaxy, not everybody can see it because I did not delete the music. I kept it all in there. So for anybody that wants to check out that, I still need to put the last three, I think it's three more gameplays of me beating the game, because it's the game that I played through its entirety. So hope you guys will check it out, because I know it's blocked in some regions or whatever. But yeah, so anybody that's on the fence that didn't want to didn't play Guardians of the Galaxy, or if you just want to see me where I had some times where I was getting my ass beat, and you know what I'm saying, because I was playing it on hard difficulty. There was some bosses that was pretty tough at some points. But yeah, no, it's a really cool game. Come check that out. I had gameplay of me playing Hellblade. That I got that all up, and then I was showing another game, a little shooter, spaceship shooter, really cool game. Signy, really cool game, really fun, cool game. It's only $20. For anybody want to, matter of fact, I think it's on sale for $20 right now. So anybody be interested in it, they have that gameplay as well. So anyway, thank you guys for coming through. I will see you guys here within the hour and a half, and then I'll stream a little Warhammer. Not that much of it. We'll just get the understanding of it, and then we'll do some more streaming stuff tomorrow, and then of course Fight Night Sunday. So I thank you guys. Thank you, man. Thank you, Stanley. I do appreciate it. Back from the day of Yo, there's no doubt. He says, no, you can't enjoy what others don't. No, that's exactly what it is. Like, man, you stay mad, and you stay, hell, hell no. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm gonna have my fun. Ain't no way. I'm not gonna be living miserable like that. Life is too short to sit here and be upset. Oh, and this frag punk right here, bro. This game looks really good too. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10. Anyway, all right, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.